Welcome to Model Talk, powered by Powercast Central, NYC. I'm George Counsel of Elegance and Focus Magazine, Sunday Night Live, and I'm joined by one of my original co-hosts on the show, Miss Virginia Cathey of the Virginia Cathey Collection, Miss Rhodey herself.
Thank you very much, George. Hey, everyone. As he said, I am Virginia Cathey of Virginia Cathey Collections. And yes, we do host our Sunday night lives. You know, I'm very fortunate to be one of the original hosts, even though you have definitely expanded. And now look at us here at this podcast here in the Lower East Side. We got over here Ms. Tony and Kim, two of my 60 elite models.
Miss Tony, she looks different.
Why do I look different?
Wait, that's not Tony Elise. Oh, another Tony. Okay.
I said
It's
Ms.
Ms.
Tony. That's a
Tony.
MZ dot Tonni.
Oh, sorry. You said the original four, then you said Tony and my name. Okay.
Right.
But I'm happy to be here. This is an amazing opportunity for the models to pretty much talk about a lot of their experiences and outside of the industry, because it literally goes hand in hand. You know, a lot of them rush to the model calls and events like hungry. I'm surprised they're all not anorexic. But it's been an amazing journey this entire time, and I'm just blessed to have some amazing ladies with me doing their thing. Hopefully on our next one, I'll have a group of amazing ladies. So let's go.
How you guys doing? Welcome to the show.
Thank
Model
you.
Talk.
Thank you for having
So,
us.
Introduce yourself, Miss Tony. Tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
Okay, so my name is Ms. Tony, as Cathey, Virginia has said. I am a model, producer, TV host. I could go on and on because there is literally a lot of.
She has like
different
32 titles.
Yes, something around that. And I've been in the fashion industry for quite a long time, different aspects of it. So I would say definitely I am well-rounded.
She's a veteran.
Yeah. I've seen a lot. I've been through a lot. And, yeah, I'm glad that you guys invited me. Thank you again, Virginia, for, having us. You know,
course.
wearing one of her garments, as always.
It's really yours now, but yeah.
I took it. Yes. But absolutely fabulous. Thank you for having me.
And how about yourself, young lady?
I'm fine. I am Kim. I can
Wait,
say
can you let them know who the hell is Kim?
I am Miss Kim, as my son's friends call me. Miss Kim. I am 52. Fabulous.
Yes, baby.
72, baby, 72.
That's 25 backwards.
Yes, baby.
I currently am in law enforcement. I've always wanted to be a model. However, due to circumstances, and back then, you know, the height, the weight, the color, it didn't always go well for me. So I've been turned down. You know, you're too small, you're too short, not light enough, or
Brown
you got to
bag.
come back. Yeah, the
We
brown
gotta
bag.
Talk about that.
Brown bag, you know. So it's in between. I know Virginia for over 15 years. She asked me one time. I said yes. I did it. And she encouraged me to keep going, but I didn't. And then she came and she asked me again. And I said yes. I got the bug again.
Yeah.
If it goes anywhere, it goes anywhere. If not, it's off my bucket list. I did it.
Yes,
That's nice.
baby.
I like
Yes.
Well, the photo shoot that we just
Yes.
did.
That was fun.
That was
Um,
excellent.
You would have thought she was
with-
a pro,
with-
right?
with-
That was fun.
especially the Tim type of look. If, brother with the orange shirt downstairs, if he would have had a dices and a 40, that would
I didn't feel it on my
that would have been an awesome
Not
shot.
the 40.
But it, you know,
But you were in law enforcement. What part of law enforcement do you feel comfortable?
I don't know if I could say because I don't know how many people gonna watch, and I don't wanna put myself out there.
So we can cut that part of it. But it's like how long have you been in the modeling industry?
My first photo shoot, I was 15 years old. I worked summer youth, and the person that I was with, she asked me what did I want to do after working with the kids. I said I want to be a model, and she took me to a studio off guard. That was my first ever shoot.
That's
at
amazing.
15.
Nice.
And I had blonde hair then too, but it was longer.
I love that.
I mean,
I could remember. I remember everything I had on that day.
Wow.
I had on a white shirt that had a pocket of Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. The man made me take the shirt and turn it to the back so it could be all white, and I had on a jean skirt.
Why is that so memorable?
Because it was my first ever, and someone actually
Believed
in me and took me right at that moment to experience it.
Sometimes it takes that, you know, and this is why I'm just so grateful for like all of my ladies, you know, like I've heard that a few times on the video you guys have recorded, and you know, I heard it the day of our big event. By the way, we had a very large 50th birthday gala extravaganza, June 2nd. I had 60 models from 14 states. They range from size 2 to 28, and they ranged from ages 7 to 72. Talk about the gamut. And, you know, I understand that it can be a little tough on the girls who don't fit the height requirement or don't fit the weight requirement or the shade requirement. This is why I'm all inclusive, baby.
Yeah. Definitely open the door for everyone that particular day.
I'm just very appreciative that they took a step out of sometimes what we tell ourselves, you know, to just do it anyway. I can ask you all day, but it really still takes you to actually either believe in yourself or just want to at least take the chance.
Yeah,
So
I know that definitely that particular day, people came out, these models came out for you, but it also changed a lot of their mindsets as to, hey, I think I could do this for real.
Yes.
Like Kim is like one of them. Like, you know, she had the dream before, but, you know, she held back, and you brought it back to a lot of people. And I know some of the ladies that I met and gentlemen that I met that particular day, they started to try to continue, or they even, a couple of them, one of my interns, she reached out to me and was like, is there a casting? Like, nobody knows about castings, you know, and all those that were not familiar with the models, how to go about it. You know, I put them on to Infinite Exposure, because their castings are coming up, and, you know, gave them an opportunity to, hey, let's do another one. Let's try it again. And, you know, so I'm looking forward to seeing some of these people that I met that day.
Oh, me too. I put it in our group chat. July 20th is the Infinite Exposure Model Call. They are one of the most, I support them cold-heartedly. They are an amazing entity that has an amazing New York Fashion Week show. They're very organized, they are inclusive, and they take care of you as a designer and a model. I know some models fly in from different states and even countries, and I know that there's been some negative feedback because they come in, they think they're going to get paid and stuff. But I'll tell you this, if you're not going to get paid to do a show, which a lot don't, especially if you're not a big name or haven't done big things in the industry, if you're coming in for the experience to be a part of a New York Fashion Week, Infinite Exposure is the place you're going to want to start and more than likely stay.
Yeah, absolutely. I've watched them. I've actually watched Infinite Exposure
grow, right?
Grow to the point where on the actual list of to-do productions for New York Fashion Week, they are now on that list.
Yes, they're on the official calendar for New York Fashion Week. It took them a minute to get there. I think if it wasn't last year, it was the year before that they started. on there, and I'm just so proud to say I'm associated with them and to say they're friends.
Yeah, same here.
Miss Tony,
Yes, sir.
as an experienced model in the industry, could you tell the newer models or folks that get in the industry about the whole entire casting system and go-sees?
Yeah, so most of the time when you say go-sees or castings, the to be prepared. So part of my business, because I do have a separate business besides being a model, is making sure the image of a new model is portrayed right, give them the etiquette in going to castings, because believe it or not, from the time you step into that room, you know, people are watching.
Wait a second. I think that's
God is
that's
calling.
Mr. Biden. Mr. Biden. Yeah. Hold on a second.
It's mine. Yeah, it's in there. Sorry. I went over there to turn it off and never did. You can click the side button. Yeah, thank you. Sorry.
It's gonna ring again. It's gonna wanna turn it off.
No,
off?
he put it on the side button. It's gonna vibrate now. Thank
Oh,
you.
okay.
Sorry. You can continue. We can just pick up from there.
So where are we going?
Yeah, I
And we
got
can't
it.
do that on Sunday.
She's gonna say go sees.
Yeah. Yeah, so some of the go-sees or the castings, you know, part of my business is to make sure that new models are familiar with the etiquette in castings. Because the main part is when someone is walking into the room, these eyes are immediately on you, and a lot of models don't realize that. So the way you walk in, you can't just come in any old way. You know, your dress code, I always say go in model black, meaning all black from head to toe, hair pulled back away from the face, light makeup, because the whole point is that they want to see how they can make you over, right? The designers want to see the canvas of what they could, you know, how their garment is going to look on you. So I prepare all the models for that. So it's very important that you get there on time. And on time means at least 15 minutes to 30 minutes before the actual casting. Because some of these name brand productions, the lines are out the door, around the corner, 2 blocks down.
Yep.
So you want to make sure that you get there early. So be familiar with the production you're actually going to cast for. What are they looking for? When I started, which was years ago, I'm not going to say how long, when I started, I was a plus size model. And I went to some of these castings, and casting after casting, it was so disappointing because they weren't looking for me, but I just went, you know? So if you don't want to experience that, you have to know which production you're going into and what they're looking for, because most of the time they are looking for the description that they put in their castings.
Yes.
You know, if you're just going to say, hey, I'm just going to go because it's a practice or rehearsal, then have that in your mindset. And when they tell you no, be happy with that. At least you got a chance to walk, right? Walking is another thing.
It's also a great networking experience.
It absolutely
Even
is,
with other
because you
models,
see
yeah.
other models. You never know who is actually watching you, that, you know, maybe they were looking for a Kim. But right now for this particular show, Kim is not the one we need on our stage. But they would see her. There is a whole industry for petite models.
Yes.
Okay, Virginia, as a designer, you're on the other side of the table.
Yes.
What do you look for at castings?
Well, I'm all-inclusive designer, unlike most designers. Like I said, I dressed 7 to 72. That's an age, and then from size 2 to 28. I mean, some of my garments, as we showed on the stage, I had some ladies changing. That size 4, you know, being changed out into what they can still consider to be a plus size, is what I'm used to. So when I'm looking for models, I'm just looking for who got that je ne sais quoi, you know, that walk, that look, that confidence, you know, because it's really more about it's really about the essence of that model walking. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for her to, like, wow me as she in her plain form. If this is how she looks in her all black standard black model attire, baby, they become muses for me a lot of the times. I'll have almost all of my garments made, see a model and be like, I got to make something for you. Come here, you know, like, so I'm a little different. I also usually, what happens, I'm usually limited in the amount of models I can get, but what happens all the time is I'll still bring extra garments because our plus sizes are sometimes, you know, they're shorted half of the time. A lot of the designers cater to, again, petite or small sized models and waist, you know. And so I'm usually there to save their day and remind them that there's still something for you, baby. So I'm just looking for them to have that confidence to know that, yeah, they might have got a no, and yeah, they might have got pushed away, but they're still ready to go. There are at least 4 out of my 60 that there were situations like that that are just so like proud that I'm pushing them forward. One of the girls even mentioned that on one of the shows. I said, I'm sorry, ladies. I need all my plus size ladies first.
Yes.
So I'm just looking for you to have that confidence. You know, it takes a lot. We all have insecurities to some degree. I mean, I have insecurities. We all have insecurities to some degree. It's really to grow past them. It's really to grow.
I don't mean to cut her off,
No,
but
no.
she's so humble. She is so humble. And one thing I like about Cathey, I always call you
okay.
Cathey.
It's
You know
okay.
that, right? All
Yes,
the
it's
time,
okay.
right? So one thing I like about Virginia's designs is that if I was to take this off right now, someone else could fit it. The materials that she used, she makes her own also. I don't know if anybody knows. She makes her own material, right? Her own custom colors. But no matter what outfit, like if she was to take this off right now, I probably could fit
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
Isn't that what you guys did on the stage for your fashion show?
On the first scene, we had girls changing on the stage to show the versatility of that bodysuit from a size 2 to what size are you now?
I'm now a 12, 14.
Listen,
Yeah.
like there is no garment. There's not a lot of garments. And then I also do reversibles and things that could be worn in different ways. And that type of versatility stops these women from throwing away that outfit that they wore one time. You can reverse it. Show somebody else the other side. Take the sleeve off. Wear one sleeve today. Put those sleeves on your leg this time. You know what? Matter of fact, make it into a turtleneck.
Can I ask you? I don't mean to take over. Yeah, I
make
mean
mine
to
Can
take
I make
over.
mine into a turtleneck?
You absolutely
Yes,
can.
did I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Put it on my neck.
One thing I want to ask, like, what made you think about doing fashion in this way? You know, because most of the time, the designers that I've come across, they have like, okay, I'm just gonna do gowns, and then it's like fitted, like it's no stretch to it or anything of the sort. Like they custom it for the model. What made you say all of a sudden, like, hey, I think I want to design in this way, and this is how I'm gonna put it, and how, like, what goes through your mind? What's your mindset in making clothes?
I'm unruly. I don't like being put in a box. I've gotten that question a few times when they're like, so what kind of line are you bringing? I'll usually say everything. They're like, what do you mean? Like, are you couture? Are you ready to wear? What are you?
Right.
Everything. Like, it's a really hard thing for a lot of entities to understand that this is why it's Virginia Cathey Collections. If you're doing swimsuits, I got that. If you're doing outerwear, I got that. You're doing urban, got it. Evening gowns, got it. Couture, got it.
Right.
What don't you want is what you really need to tell me.
ask.
So then I can minimize. I mean, if I can dress 60 girls, then you don't even understand the inventory. You know,
Right.
like I preferred it to be that way because it's real life. In real life, you're not wearing an evening gown every day,
Right.
or even once a year. How many weddings do you go to in a year? Like, you know, how many red carpets does a regular standard person actually step onto, right? You know? And then, like, again, how many times do you wear that gown you did once wear to a wedding? Most girls who purchase those hundreds and thousands of dollars worth of dresses, I'm not one that has changed it around. I will change your wedding dress into a funky something, add some jean in there, and you know, you'll just be a dressed up bustier with some jean. I'll even take some of it and make a little bag. But that's the difference, you know. I didn't. honestly try to be different. Honestly, I just felt like I wanted to serve a need that I needed. I don't like really being put into a box, and us living in New York, you know, sometimes we have to change from one thing to the next, and who wants to carry a bag? That's not cute. You can't walk in looking
have you made bags?
spectacular. Yes.
Get a bag for me.
Especially when it's my clients, like when they come to me about certain things, let's say they have an idea in their head, I'll make their garment, and whatever's left, we'll go to whatever we can. If we got time, you get a bag. If we got more time, you get a hat. Like whatever I could do, I want you to have everything that you pay for when it comes to that garment. So a lot of people didn't know that. That's why I was saying through the bidding, I had a bidding, y'all, my first bidding ever.
Oh, wow.
Bidded off some garments to my ladies I would have normally trashed or did something else with. But that was the other reason for it, you know, to explain, like, I know you ladies really don't know the pricing of the garments. I'm always discounting y'all. That's the privilege of, you know, being a part of a designer's repertoire, you know, a designer's pull log, you know. You get to have those perks, or at least I feel like you should. This is another reason why I can't wait till my manufacturing is together, because you're getting a bodysuit. George, even you getting a bodysuit.
He said, hold on.
I don't need a bodysuit. Holding my camera and walking out. I'm good. But Ms. Kim,
Yes.
what has been your fondest experience so far?
Everything. My fondest is everything. Everybody that I have met has been excellent, very excellent. The day of her thing, not to tell all my business, I had some surgery, and I bled through the gown. Okay. And the team, we got it together, and she thought I wasn't going to walk for her. When we took that stain out, we dried it. You would never know that
You sure did.
I had
No watermark or nothing.
I bled through the gown prior to that.
Looked like she got shot in the
all
hip.
The models, all the models
Yes.
helped her. Like everybody came in, and
The team.
Listen.
So you guys help each other. It wasn't like any type of catty thing. Or,
No,
okay,
nothing.
well,
No.
the vibe in that
No.
building.
Not in this
was-
building.
Not in that building. Everybody stuck together. Everybody helped.
Absolutely.
Everybody, they spoke up. No, don't put this on, or no, don't wear that. Those shoes go better with this.
Yep,
Do this.
yep.
Here's this. Let me pin you up. Let me help. Because, as they said, Miss Tony did a lot from the beginning to the end. She
Thank
was her right hand, and she had us in order, and everybody understood. Nobody did anything. Everybody helped. Everybody chipped in. If somebody couldn't do something, she said help. Everybody helped.
So the different things that you discussed earlier about some of the pitfalls of the industry, they weren't there at the show.
No,
Not at all.
Not
And
at all.
Especially that.
Nah, no one
Usually-
said to me, "Oh, you cannot wear that dress. No, you can't walk. Oh, no, you're not going to be good. You should sit out." None of that was there. No one told anyone, "Oh, you too big. That does not fit. Maybe you should get somebody else." No, everybody, you look good. Go ahead, girl. We made it work. We got in line.
Straighten that crown.
Straighten that crown.
Yes.
Gave
I
us
got a bunch of crown straighteners on my
everybody's crown
team.
was straightened.
That's beautiful.
I wanted to
because-
make sure we kept all that negativity and all that unease outside away from her, because it was Virginia's day. You know, we wanted to make her proud. So
And
a lot
they
of the
did.
stuff
We
she
did.
don't know. Yeah, a lot of stuff
They
she
did.
didn't even know what's going on.
They protected me. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times in the industry, there's gaslighting, there's body shaming, and there's a whole lot of
None of that was
Big
there.
time.
things that
Not
goes
at this
on
event.
in the industry.
Not at this event.
But you're absolutely right. I remember one event that I walked. Again, I'm not going to mention any of the productions that were negative, but there was the designer specifically gave me an outfit to put on. So knowing that we still had like another 2 hours or so before we had to walk, you know, I just set the outfit down, because as etiquette, you're not supposed to sit in the
Exactly.
designer's garment.
Exactly.
And the things that you see going behind, they're sitting down, they're drinking,
They're
eating
eating all kinds
in the
of
garment.
things.
So I know I just sit back and watch. So I had the garment down. I said, let me, run to the bathroom one last time before I start to get dressed. Came back, garment gone. I turned and I looked behind me. Some another model was wearing it. So I went to her and I said, where did you get that? She said, oh, I just saw it laying around. No, you didn't. You know, and I had to go to the designer and like, let me know what you want me to do. Do you want her to keep it on? And he was like, do you have something else? I said, of mine? And you want me to walk for you? So I just packed up my bag and I left. And those are the things that could be looked bad on, you know, frowned on, that you leave out of a production. But also I have the respect of myself and my brand, because it's my brand as well, you know, that's being represented.
Yeah, all of you, and I feel like all of you are ambassadors of your
and
lives.
some of the
Another
models
reason why I
are
chose you.
scared to do that, or scared to say, hey, I'm not going to get a job, you know, if I do this and if I do this. So I'm just going to let the industry just tell me what to do, and I'm just going to be quiet. And, you know, you have some of the designers or even some of the workers yelling at the models.
It gets really bad.
It gets
That's
really
not a
bad
cool
behind.
thing.
It is not.
Really.
Because I was at a photo shoot one time, and there was a young lady that was assisting people to get dressed. When they switched designers, there was a little intermission session, so the young lady asked me, can she see some of the pictures? I started showing the pictures, and she made a comment that was a little bit off color, 'cause like female assistant filling up on female models. And we got people or predators in the industry that,
Yes.
whether it be photographer, whether it be designer, whether it
Yes.
be makeup artist, whether
Yep.
it be,
Yeah.
you gotta watch out for. And not only the models. I was at another shoot, and dude like leaned on my shoulder and like,
Do I know you?
I'm from Brooklyn, Bedford-Stuyvesant.
I know, lean on
LA
me.
Nation, we don't do that.
It's but you know, I feel like a lot of the popular industries, not just the fashion industries, music industry, you know, the movie industry, a lot of them have crazy, you know, experiences with a lot of different types of predators, and they will even hold the opportunity over your head in order for you to perform acts or to get another opportunity somewhere else.
That is sad.
I mean, as a designer, that's happened to me even in my very beginnings, literally. You know, like without mentioning names, it just sent like just a nerve-wracking shock through my system. I haven't had to feel that since like younger. I mean, I don't even really know. I mean, myself being younger, this is a personal note, I was molested at 9 years old. And it's unfortunate that a lot of women have had some type of unfortunate sexual encounter. And then they come into this industry trying to make something of themselves, and they're hit with it again, almost making them feel like, well, this has happened to me before. I might as well just, at least I get something out of this, you know, like, and they'll go ahead and, you know, that doing that takes away from your spirit, like literally. It doesn't matter how minimal it is, even if someone makes a comment to you and it makes you feel uncomfortable, like it takes something from you when you tolerate things you don't deserve.
Can I just bring light to something you just said? You know, you did mention, you know, a lot of the women do that, but believe it or not, it's men also.
Yeah.
Men in this industry also get exposed to something like that.
Unfortunately.
But you if you have that male ego, you know, you'll stay back and be like, well, nobody's gonna believe me, or they're gonna say, what, you're a punk.
Yeah.
You know, so
it's
so they keep quiet, and again, you know, that's something that they end up tolerating. And I hate to say it, it happens to majority of time to the younger models that want to break into the industry because they so desperate want to be that household name.
It's sad. It's a double-edged sword because I'm coming, and it could be someone who groomed you from the beginning, not even know that you're being groomed.
That word,
and then all of a sudden they take advantage of what they think. I've done this, so you should do that. And it's unfair. And because of, they might see a pretty face or the things that you do, like Miss Tony said, you have to be careful. You have to hold yourself, because you could come in, and if a predator feels that you're naive and you don't know nothing, you're the best target
Yes.
to
You-
go.
So let me ask you, because you're coming back into the industry. You had a little taste of it when you were younger, and you're coming back. How do you feel about actually going out there and exposing? Like, what will you not wear on the runway? Let's put it that way, because they have lots of different styles. One thing I know I will not wear on the
Tape.
runway. Well, if it's a
Tasteful.
if it's tasteful, but I will not wear lingerie on the runway.
It all depends, because it would have to be tasteful for me and respect for me. So I can put on something, and I bought plenty of things, and I thought, yeah, I like that. It's cute. And then I get home, and I could have gained 5 pounds, 2 pounds, lost weight, and it's no longer tasteful to me. I'm at an age, and prior then, but back then it would have been a different thing. But now I'm at an age where I can respect someone and not try to take their head off and be understanding. So now I could put on something and be like, no, I can't wear it. It's not tasteful for me.
Would you be more like a urban model, a couture model, or because there's different styles? Like, what would be your style you would love to walk in?
What would be your model language?
Yeah, I like that model language.
Elegant and sexy.
Yeah.
So you would say elegance and focus?
Yes.
Focus, sexy, all in one, because regardless, I mean, beauty, for me, beauty is not what you first see. Beauty comes from the outside.
It
comes
exudes from
within.
inside.
And I've been raised that my beauty is from within. And nothing else can tell me, nobody can tell me anything else about my beauty but me. Now, I know, and as everybody else, there is a dark side to everybody. But even in my dark side, you still see my beauty because of the words that I speak and how I come at you. I don't come negative. I don't come disrespectful, because sometimes I don't know you. Right. And I don't know what you've been through. I don't know what happened. Right. You might have just got almost hit by a car. Somebody could have took your wallet,
or died,
but you still here. Somebody could have said that you died, but you're still gonna see it. Right before I came here, my aunt called me and said, your aunt passed away last night. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? She said, you're in the house. I said, yeah. She said, what are you about to do? I said, well, I promised that I will do this podcast. So I'm on my way there. While we was there, my uncle called. He said, I'm sorry for your loss. I said, okay. He said, you fine? I said, yes. So I learned how to not mix two things with one.
You must always, because this is something what we do on our Sunday night show. Yeah. Your mental health is important.
Imperative.
Because on our show, we had one model DM me. Was going to, as Davis would say, they were going to unalive themselves.
What?
They were going to unalive themselves. Then that was last year. I think 2 months ago, we had a photographer that was thinking the same thing. And this is a photographer in the New York market. So your mental health is your wealth.
Literally.
Yeah, like Kim said, you don't know what someone is going through, actually. Because, we come out, we smile. Hey, hi, hi. I don't know what's going on.
And you got that person what doesn't smile and everything like, oh,
she's
stuck up.
Right.
Oh, he's all snobbish, not knowing, okay, his mom is dealing with dementia and he's losing her day by day, or hold on a second, he just got fired from the job and he don't know how to take care of rent, or boom, he just ordered a roti, he didn't get no tarum sauce on it. It gets heavy sometimes.
He didn't give me back my 1 cent. I mean, it's plenty of times I went in the store and they was like, I'm shy of 2 cents. Is it okay? And I'll be like, if I didn't have 2 cents, would you give me my meal? And the answer is no, right? So no, please go find my 2 cents.
Yeah.
The cent, the 5 cent,
dollar.
$1.
It all matters, though. But the mental health is definitely important. Like, we can't never talk enough about it. And it's so much. It's getting crazier, unfortunately. And it's a time that we.
Crazier?
I
it's
you gotta pick it.
It's more
Has it always
revealed.
been there? It's more revealed.
It's more revealed.
When I
You're
think
right.
became more
It's more revealed.
open-eyed
Social
was
media.
it was during COVID.
Yes. I agree.
It
I
came.
agree.
I feel
Yes.
like more of mental issues came out when COVID hit, because now we were all stuck and
And
had
forced.
to deal with
Yeah.
self.
Yeah.
Had to stay with self. Some of these parents realize I can't stand my kid,
Or
you know,
their
I keep
husbands
saying
or
their
wives.
or
Or
their
their
husbands,
Like
or their
domestic
wives.
abuse was on the highest
Right.
numbers ever during
Absolutely.
COVID. Like,
Absolutely.
you know.
Are we coming down from it right now? I don't know. Maybe it's being hidden again. I don't know.
And if anyone have any problems with mental health, you think about unaliving yourself, as we say on our Sunday show, pound 988, the National Suicide Prevention Hotline.
Mhm.
Because, like I said, it can affect a photographer, model, mom, kid.
Person.
Everyone.
No age,
Yeah.
no race,
No nothing.
It can affect a Yankee fan just as well as a Met fan.
As a Met fan,
They-
yup.
They got that chase for that 28 wins. They ain't doing it, and they got swept by the Mets this year. It happens.
Listen, anyone. I mean, I know a lot of people usually know me to be so charismatic, happy,
Yes. And
you know,
when you're not, we're
energetic,
like,
and I mean, I fell into a depression. I didn't know I was depressed. I know I was sad, but it just lasted too long, and I couldn't shake it. You know, and you don't want to talk about it because you know, what is it really gonna matter? You tell someone, you feel like, what are they gonna do about it? What can you know? It also puts you in a place of you not wanting people in your business and stuff to that effect. And you know, there's just so much with it. You know what I mean? So I'm just glad that there are options out there for people to like get on a hotline. Or I even say like to my daughter and her younger friends, you don't want to talk to an adult. You don't want to talk to your friends. Write. Please write.
Write it down.
Write it down.
Please
but
write.
The one thing I know from depression and seeing it, you can't always talk to the people that's close to you.
Exactly.
Right.
Because they always have something to say to try to make you not think. You always need to speak to someone who does not know you.
Yes.
No judgment.
Yep.
No judgment. There's no
Yep.
judgment. And writing, I mean, I don't like writing, but writing is the best. When you
is.
sit and you write and
Yeah.
you just write it down and you put notes.
Because you got to get it out of your head.
Yes.
And if
It's a
you
release.
seek professional counseling, and that first counselor doesn't gel with you, doesn't match up,
Oh, I had that.
just like a pair of shoes, you try on a different pair, or you try a different
It's
counselor.
okay to change.
It's all right to change.
Mm-hmm.
I had one, and I changed. She could not gel with me, and I just had to go find someone, and I found a gentleman who knew everything that I was talking about.
I love that. It was the same with
In
me.
a church, I mean, but he was a counselor, but he was old school.
I
He
love
knew it.
that, though. I love that. But that just says that there's always
Someone.
someone. There's
Yes.
always someone, you know, and sometimes we just have to take a moment and, you know, even if it's no one you know. I mean, there are sometimes, I mean, I remember one time I was outside literally sitting on a bench and I wasn't crying or anything. I don't know what I looked like. I don't remember. I just know a lot of stuff was going on in my head. And this woman, as she was walking by, she stopped and she came back and she asked me if I was okay. And just her asking me if I was okay made me cry.
Right, right.
And I
Right.
almost didn't even want to say. And just that moment, like I literally gained a friend for life. I literally somehow spilt my
saw
Bill's
you.
beans out to
Yeah.
this stranger.
Yeah, someone saw you. Sometimes that's
That's-
all someone is looking for,
For
to be
seen.
seen.
Because they might not be in the same room. Because like generally, normally when we do our show, we in all parts of the city, all parts of the U.S. or elsewhere.
Or country, yeah.
And this is like the first time we actually did a show where we actually in the same room together. So it's definitely an experience.
It is. And I felt like it's also helpful, you know, like it's just a different energy. I always feel like everything's always better in person.
Isn't it amazing that, you know, what we're talking about, we're going from one topic to the next, and it started out like models.
It's model talk.
You know?
Yeah.
It's more, I mean, everybody goes through it.
Yeah, 'cause-
and you have to think, those that are experienced models, this is what they do for a living. Their mental health have to be, because they can come in and know a photographer, know a designer, and come in and they be like, oh, you look like you gained 5 pounds. And then, well, we won't use you, and they get upset and think that this is the end of the world for them
Mm-hmm.
because they thought that was their favorite person, and
Right,
now he's
right.
turning me
Body
away or
shaming.
she's turning me away, and I can't, instead of assisting me and telling me or taking a little elastic out my garment so I can.
No, the industry is cruel and no holds barred when it comes to being kind. Like literally, they're not kind at all. And I love that what you do is help prepare models to be ready for that type of
Absolutely.
industry.
And definitely when you're working with younger models, you have to prepare the parents as well.
I love the parents that actually support their kids because their schedules get crazy. We had those amazing little girls in this
Yes,
show.
that's exactly
Fan-
what I'm
Yo.
talking about.
Yo, their mothers, like literally, it's almost like a daily job.
That
Like,
was
they
a
do
blessing to work with these mothers. I'm just saying, those
Pros, right?
Yes. They step back and let the production happen, and they would ask their questions and what do I need from my child, and and they weren't the momager overbearing, So it was good.
I'm glad that all of those types of experiences went well on our clock. I know it doesn't
Yeah.
always go so well with
No.
most in the industry and stuff. That's why
And
I'm so appreciative that you help them prepare them, because some of these places they walk into and before they can walk, before they do anything, it's like, no, move. Like,
Right.
they're not going to ask you like at Infinite Storage, could you walk again? You know, like, they're
Right,
not going to, so I'm glad that, there's people like you. Also, Whitney Clark was one of the models. She's
she was
about to prepare herself to do the same thing. So I just love that you guys are out there supporting these ladies. I hope you ladies out there look for them. They're definitely more than helpful. You will not regret it.
And I know we talk a lot about negative, but is there anything positive you guys could pull
Okay,
from?
before I
from
guess I don't know.
models?
I would have to say thank you, Virginia Cathey. I am wearing one of your garments, and it is beautiful. I have 3 other garments, and two of them you have to take in because I was plus size, and so I have to say thank you. And Miss Tony, I have to say thank you. Your spirit is wonderful,
Oh, thank
and
you.
hopefully I get to work with you again.
Yes,
Yeah.
you will, absolutely will.
Thank you too. This is my second time working with you.
What's my name?
I guess we should say thank you all around the board.
Yes.
So again, I'm
Yes.
constantly saying thank you to Virginia. She's
Same.
like just a blessing for me. I end up being speechless because I'm constantly saying thank you to Virginia.
Listen.
And look, George, I've seen you out there. I think this may be the second time I actually had a conversation with you. But some of those shows that I actually remember seeing you at a lot. So it's good to finally sit and talk to you and get to know your personality, which I love. You're very sarcastic, but very low key, which makes you so funny to me.
Yes,
You
yes,
know?
but this
like
is
he'd be having a serious face, and
all the time. You don't know whether he's serious or not.
no.
He said that I had a ceramic green for your boy. But I think that's the positive of the industry. That there are a lot of crazy things that go on, but there's still a lot of amazing people in
Absolutely.
it, and you just
And
have
to
to
run
stay.
into them, you got to keep connected.
Absolutely, I'm just so thankful. If you could just see thank you in bold 72 red font, it's for all of you.
72
Like,
red
yes, and I have so much appreciation and love for you. I really could not have made it this far, honestly. It takes a model. I can be as great as I want to be design-wise, but without you guys, with your essence and being willing, there's no way. Without George having platforms like Elegance and Focus and the Sunday Night Lives, like, where would I be?
And we also got to be thankful to Podcast Central NYC
Yes.
for inviting us into this lovely house.
Absolutely. It was
Thank
Yes,
fantastic.
Because
Fantastic. Nice.
It's great to have the Sunday
studio.
Night Live streaming on Instagram, but to be in person,
It's the
does it say
bee's
when
knees.
2 or 3 are gathered? Let's not get- But once again, thank you everyone for tuning in to this episode of Model Talk. And it's been a pleasure. And this conversation, on pause for now, but it will be continued.